Celtics lost to the Thunder last episode.
Oh my god!
The Thunder were on a 14-game losing streak, actively trying to lose to get the #1 overall pick. And the Celtics, they lost by 4. Do not let that score think it was close.
Out.
No, they were down by 10 with less than 2 minutes left. They looked miserable. Jaylen Brown, Peyton Pritchard were literally the only guys that showed any fight last night.
Did you watch the game?
I did, and it was literally.
I mean, that's disgraceful.
Was Tatum out last night?
Yeah, Tatum was out, Kemba was out, Robert Williams. But you're facing a JV basketball team that is trying to lose. They don't want to win. They're benching their best player too, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So they literally were just playing rookies. Their average age of their starting lineup was 20 years old.
Wasn't it younger than Gonzaga's starting lineup, or was it Baylor?
Jeez.
It was one
Something
of those
like
two.
that.
It was one of those,
They
yeah.
had,
Basically a college team.
It's basically
it is
college.
a JV college team.
I like
and
Lou
then
Dort.
They beat the Celtics. I love Lou Dort.
I love Lou Dort. I
Arizona
love Baisley
State-
too.
Johnny, I literally was saying, I'm watching this last night. I was like, damn, Lou Dort and Baisley, I actually really
They're studs.
like them. They are studs.
I picked them up in my keeper league fantasy basketball team that I don't check anymore.
So another reason why this loss was so bad was because right now in the Eastern Conference there are 4 teams: the Knicks, the Hawks, the Celtics, and the Heat that are literally neck and neck between the 4 and 7th seed. And these last 10 games are so important because if you're that 7th seed, the Celtics are tied with the Heat for the 6th seed. They're in the play-in game if they're below the Heat. And you don't want to be in the play-in game because that's just extra pressure and all this shit.
Wizards,
if they
baby.
finish in the 6th seed, they're going to have to play either Brooklyn, Philly, or Milwaukee. And let me tell you what. Even if they do somehow beat any of those teams, that is going to be the longest, most stressful first-round series that they'll have to go through in the East. So it's like you want that 4 or 5 so you can play one of those, whoever the other seed is. But the Celtics, these are must-win games. They have the second easiest schedule.
Dropping that game is,
and you're losing games like this. It's just they were
story of the season.
They were looking so good. They won 6 straight games. They won 7 of the 8, and now they're on a 3-game losing streak. The teams that they lost the Nets that only had Kyrie.
You think so?
Yep.
Bye-bye, Brad.
Players or
I don't know if it's bye-bye Brad.
I don't think Brad's going to be
no.
gone. I think they're going to really shake up that roster.
I think it's either Jaylen Brown or someone's going.
I think the roster
year.
is not going to look how it is now.
Someone's
Ship
going.
off Tatum. Get him out of here.
I don't know.
Get Tatum out of there.
Yeah, I'd rather have Brown.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's not a winner.
Brown, personally.
He's not a winner.
Brown, get Tatum out of there.
Yep, get Tatum out of there. You can get a lot for him. That's what I like too.
When they miss Tatum, they don't look good at all. He really is the backbone of that team. If he's not playing, they're not winning jack shit. Jaylen Brown. I talked with this last week. I said Jaylen Brown will never be #1. Last night he had a chance of being the #1. He had a good game. Do not get me wrong. Lost to the Thunder.
Well, okay, but what I was about to say is it's really not the star power that's the problem on the Celtics. It's that beyond those
the pieces around
those
them.
2 All-Stars and a fringe All-Star and Marcus Smart. Trash.
Literally, keep Tatum Brown.
Grant Williams.
Keep Tatum Brown, Smart, Robert Williams. Everyone else, I could care less about. I don't think the issue revolves around Tatum or Brown. I don't think it's one of those you have to get rid of one or the other. I think it's just you got to change that roster up around them. You have your 2-star players. The hardest part is done. The hardest part of building an NBA team is getting the stars. We have them. Now it's a matter of getting players that complement them and players that work around them.
Yeah, they're not
that's the issue this year. There's no these guys. Kemba Walker doesn't work with them.
I can't believe that.
It's terrible because
So who are you targeting?
who am I targeting? I don't think I have a specific player in mind. I think more of what I'm looking for is veterans, shooters, guys that can just spread the floor and are high IQ players and young guys. Enough of the young guys. We don't need any more young guys.
You're not getting to sign someone, honestly. You probably have to sign someone. And the free agent market this year is weak.
And step 1, you have to trade Kemba to create cap space.
Yep.
I think if you trade Kemba, what's going to happen is either you trade him and you get a similar salary in return, a big contract, or you're going to attach another pick or 2. So they're just going to have to revamp the roster, strip it down, keep Tatum, Brown, Robert Williams.
But as I keep saying,
those guys you got to keep. And I would like to keep Smart, but if you can get something in return that makes the team better, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
But as I keep saying, just how do you do that, and who do you get? That's one of
the biggest.
That's the biggest question. But that is why that is Danny Ainge's job, not mine. And also, we just have to see how things play out. From now until
maybe they go on a
draft
run.
time when things start to happen. Players become available. teams, want
Like-
let go of guys. Some guys
Even in this hypothetical, like let's like purely hypothetical, which guys would you want the Celtics to target? Like
Christian Wood.
any player in the league, any player in the league.
Jeremy Grant.
Christian
I would
Wood.
love Jeremy Grant.
That would be unbelievable.
Jeremy Grant.
Jeremy Grant on the Pistons. Like a guard, I would really like.
And this could be like-
I would like a two-way guard, like a DeJounte Murray type of player, like that can play very good on-ball defense, but can shoot.
But
just
none of those guys are making
a
them.
pass first.
I mean, none of those guys are making them compete with the Lakers, the Nets, the Sixers.
I mean, sure, but like Kemba Walker, like
Yeah,
is
it's a step up from
actively
Kemba.
making the team worse. He's holding them back, is what I'm saying. A guy like DeJounte Murray might not put them at that next level, but he keeps them at a level and doesn't hold them back like Kemba Walker is. That's how I look at that. You know what, Johnny? Let's have this conversation some other time. Let me look at some players.
Yeah,
we'll
circle back
We'll
on
get back
this.
to this. 'Cause
Larry Bird.
Larry Bird ain't walking through that door. Robert Parrish ain't walking through that door.
Bill Russell.